Hi P2! Today our learning intention is to explore patterns on a 100 square. Our success criteria is I can identify patterns in numbers to 100 and I can count on and back to 100. Now today, you are going to be an investigator and we're going to be doing our very own maths investigation, so make sure you've got your thinking cap on. We are going to be looking for patterns in a 100 square. And I'm going to give you some examples now of where you might find these and where you might want to look for these patterns for your own investigation. So let's look at my number square. You may want to look for a pattern in the numbers that go down each column or along from left to right or right to left. You may also wish to find a pattern by adding all of the numbers up in the first row and finding out a total, adding all the numbers in the second row and finding a total, adding all the numbers in the third row and finding a total, and so on. And then you may want to look at the totals and see if you can spot a pattern. You may also want to look for a pattern by looking at each corner. Look at the top left corner and the bottom right corner. Is there a pattern or a difference in the number? Same with the top right and the bottom left, or the top left and the bottom left, or the top right and the bottom right corners. Is there a difference or a pattern in these numbers that you can spot? You may also wish to do this with the numbers that go diagonally across our number square, either from left to right or right to left. Can you spot a pattern? Now, my last suggestion for your investigation is to try and add up every single number in the number square and find out the total of all of those numbers. I think that would be my favourite for an investigation, but of course it's up to you. You can do one of the suggestions or all of the suggestions. Of course, the more you do, the better your investigation will be, but it is up to you. Now, if you have a printer, you can print off a new number square or use one of the ones that we have provided for you in your home pack. You can write your answers in your jotter or use your colouring in pencils to highlight different patterns that you find on your number square. Please do this task before watching the rest of the video because I am going to give you the answers. Okay, super duper, you have completed today's task. Now I'm going to talk through the different things you may have found out during your investigation. Number 1, if you chose to go down each column and look at the pattern between the numbers, you will notice that the ones digit in each number is the same, and that the tens digit in each number goes up by 1 each time. Because of course, just like we were doing yesterday and on Monday, we will be adding 10. The second thing you could have done was to look at the numbers going from left to right. Of course, we know that they go up by 1. And if you looked at the numbers starting at the 9, going the way back, you'll notice that they go down 1. Number 3. If you looked at numbers that went diagonally from left to right, you'll notice that the tens and the ones digit both go up by 1. If you looked at numbers that went diagonally from right to left, you'll notice that the tens and ones digit goes down 1. Number 4. If you decided to add each row and find out its total, and you try to look for a pattern, you'll notice that it actually goes up by 100 each time. So the first row adds up to 55, the second row 155, the third row 255, the fourth row 355, and so on. So going up 100 each time. Well done if you did that one. Number 5, you could have looked at the corners. So if you looked at the top left corner and the bottom left corner, which was 1 and 91, you would notice that the difference between these numbers is 90. If you looked at the top right corner and the bottom right corner, which is 10 and 100, again, the difference is the exact same, it's 90. If you looked at the difference between the corners going diagonal, so the top left and the bottom right, which would have been 1 and 100, The difference is 99. If you looked at the top right corner and the bottom left corner, which would be 10 and 91, the difference is 81. Number 6. You may have used a calculator to try and add up every single number in the number square, and if you did that, you would have got the number 5050. Isn't that a big number? I really hope you've enjoyed your maths investigation today. Keep up the good work.